Welcome everybody to this Microsoft Teams training. I hope all of you are doing well and maintaining social distancing. One of the main reasons we are doing this training is with the circumstances right now, a lot of people, a lot of organizations implemented Microsoft Teams, but they had not given training. People still don't know how to use Microsoft Teams. So that is one of the main reasons we want to run this training session. So this will give you a good start on how to use Teams. Just a couple of housekeeping things. All attendees are on mute. And if you have any questions, please ask in the chat window, which should be on your right-hand side. Again, my name is Sam Munshaw from Generation E. Also wanted to tell you one more thing. We're doing the most important things that we want to show in this training. So the things that are highlighted in yellow are the things we are showing in. Those are the most important things. But keep in mind, this is not a comprehensive training, which is around 2 to 3 hours. This will give you a good start within Teams. So what is Microsoft Teams? It is your central hub for collaboration and communication. So what can you do with Microsoft Teams? You can send instant messages with chats. You can collaborate with your colleagues in real time. Remember that time I used to be on an Excel document and somebody else tried to open up that same document? Now it used to give me read only. Now with Teams, up to 250 of people can collaborate on the same document at the same time. In this age and time, particularly with the circumstances, you can have virtual meetings with video conferencing capabilities. So great, you can see face to face, you can collaborate wherever you're working, whether you're working from home, anywhere, as long as you have an internet connection, you can do video conferencing. With Teams, you can also make phone calls. If you have voice capabilities, you can have a phone call with one person or many people, up to 250 people. It is a part of Office 365, so it tightly integrates with all Office 365 apps. But not only that, it's got its own app store, and you can put in a lot more productivity apps within Teams. And finally, it is your connected, unified workplace. One application to do anything and everything on your computer. Okay, so how is Teams available? Teams is available on your desktop. Right at the bottom, there is Teams application that you can install, just like your Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or you can also have it on your browser. All you need to do is click on teams.microsoft.com and you can open it up on your browser, as if I am going to show you how I have opened up Teams on the browser. And here is pretty much 70 to 80% of the functionality that you would have in the desktop version. Most of the things that you can do is available on the browser. Let me go back to my Teams. You can also have as an app on your mobile app. So you can have it as an app on your mobile app right here. You can install the app and you can use it for same things, connection, video conferencing, presenting, collaborating right from your mobile app. So what are the components of Teams? Let's look at this sidebar that you see on the left-hand side. What are the components of Teams? The first thing is activity. In activity, you can look at all your feeds. If you are a part of a team and somebody has put in a conversation, you can look at it. If somebody has mentioned you, you can look at it right here within an activity. Think of it as your Facebook feed. The next part is chat. This is where, and let me just go back to my presentation right here. The next part is chat. Chat is right here. It is a private conversation between individual and group. So you can have a conversation between one person or many people. The next below that is Teams. So if you look at it, this is Teams. Teams is a collection of people, conversations, apps and tools, and Teams has channels. So if you look at in my screen right here, if you look at my screen, and I'm just going to, you can look at, I have got a team called Guest Access Testing, and it has got channels. So channels are topics, discussions within a team. So consider it as a sub-team. As you can see right here, General Access Testing has got 3 channels called General, Business Review, Reports, and Stats. Right below that is Calendar. Calendar is your synchronization with Microsoft Outlook. Whatever appointments, whatever schedule, whatever meetings you have in your Outlook, that same thing you have in Calendar. So what that tells me is that I can actually set up a meeting in my calendar as a Teams meeting. Right below that is files. Files are any files that you have shared or received. Once you have viewed, it also has a connection to OneDrive. So let me quickly go over right here. Activity, right here, if you look at it, and you can see there's a message from Piaggio. Here are all the activities, whether I am a part of a team, whether somebody has mentioned my name, I'm right here. Chat are conversations, and we're going to look at that in a bit more detail, are conversations with one or many people. Teams, as we looked at, right here, you have got Teams built in calendar is your calendar in Microsoft Outlook. Calls is where you can make calls, and files, as you can look right here, you can have connection to OneDrive, look at the recent files that you have looked at. So I'm going to go to the right at the top, and I'm going to show you what is important for you once you have initially installed Teams. So if you look at the top, here is my photo right here, and here is where I can set up my Teams. So if I wanted to change my picture, I can change my picture right here. All I need to do is click on change picture, and here I can upload a picture or I can remove a picture. Right below that is your status message. In my status message, all I need to do is, I'm going to be doing Teams training, and I can decide what I want to do with here. Do I want it to set it for today, or do I want to set it for 1 hour? I'm just going to do it for 1 hour, and I can also tell people when they message me, it will say Teams training. I'm just going to say live event, and I'm done. So everybody gets that status message when they message me. And what I can then do if I'm done with the live event is I can just click on delete. I wanted to show you one more thing when all of us are working remotely. This is called presence. As you could see, my current status is set to busy, but you see a few more statuses right here. I want to discuss the top 3. The first one is available. Now this is based on your Outlook calendar. So this is based on my Outlook calendar. If in my Outlook calendar I'm busy, it's going to show myself as busy. If in my Outlook calendar I have no meetings, it's going to show myself as available. There is one more status called do not disturb. So what is the difference between busy and do not disturb? Now you have to set it up manually right here. Busy, you will get phone calls. If people message you, you will get them. But if you are on do not disturb, even if people message you, even if you get a Teams call, it doesn't ring. Think of the time when you're writing that report, you're concentrating on a report and somebody comes up and says, can I ask you a quick question? And your whole concentration goes off. If you are on do not disturb, you'll get no messages, you'll get no phone calls, and that's it. But it is set manually. So it is always set manually. So I have just set up my status on do not disturb. If I wanted to synchronize back with Outlook. All I need to do is click on reset status, and I'm just going to synchronize back with Outlook. It has gone back to busy. So make sure if you are going to do not disturb, you go and reset your status. Right below that is saved messages. Saved messages is if you have any chat messages that you have saved, it's right here. We'll look at that a bit more when we go to chat. Right below that is your settings. Now, this is one of the first things that you should do when you install Teams or when you download and install the Team application on your desktop. I want to go through most of these settings. So the first one is general. Here, you can set up a default theme, which is white. And as you could see, this is my default theme. I'm just going to go back to setting. But if you wanted a bit more lighter on the eyes, you can set it up as a dark theme, which is what I set. Or if you are visually impaired or you need to show it to somebody visually impaired, you can set it up as a high contrast theme. Right below that is privacy. In privacy, you can set up, even though if you're on do not disturb, as you could see, I might just get a message from my managing director or CTO or my manager, Sam, you're doing a brilliant job. I'm going to give you a $20,000 raise. I'm waiting for that still, but I haven't got it. In do not, what this means is that even if I'm on do not disturb, you still get messages from these people. And all I need to do is if I wanted to add somebody, I can add somebody. If I wanted to delete somebody, I can delete somebody. So you can do that by managing priority access. Right below that is notifications. This is where I want you to spend around 10 minutes. You should spend 10 minutes. How would I want my messages? Do I want it as a banner and an email? Do I just want it as a banner? And when I say banner, there is a banner that comes in on the right-hand side to say, you got a message, or do I want to turn everything off? And if you look at it, I'm just going to turn all the likes and reactions I have got to off. So spend some time on it, because as you start using Teams quite a bit, you will get a lot of messages. You want to make sure you are not flooded with messages or you're not flooded with banners. So right here, you can set up your messages for mentions, messages, other things, highlights for you, and meetings. Right below here is where you set up your devices. So what speaker or microphone you're going to use, and try making a test call. You just want to sound it out. How is it? And right below that, as you could see me, you have a camera. Last but not least, if you have got voice set up, you want to set up right here how you want to answer your calls and how you want to make sure you configure your voicemail right here. So this is settings. Spend around 5 to 10 minutes right here once you have implemented Teams. Right next to it is I have got, as you could see, I'm a part of multiple organizations. So one of the great things about Teams is that I could be a part of a team in another organization. Remember, if you're working on a project with somebody outside the organization, they can give you access to one of the hundreds of teams they have. It's very secure. You only get one access to that particular team, and that's it. And then instead of sending documents via email, you can collaborate with them. You have access to the channels. You have access to the files within that particular team. So you can be a part of multiple organizations just giving access to a team. Right on top is the search. The search is based on SharePoint search. So it is very, very strong and it's very good. So let me search for the word training. Since we are doing training, let me just search for the word training, and what I can do is here it shows me all the messages. So chat messages and team chat messages, all the messages that has the word training on it. And if I wanted to just click on a message, I'm just going to click on a message that Gordon has sent. All I need to do is click on it right here. It also shows me messages from all the files that I have. So if A file has the name with training it will show me, but even if a file has the word training within the document, it will show me those kind of documents, and all I need to do is just click on it right here. So if I wanted to just click on this training right here, I can click on it and it opens the document. So this search is very, very powerful based on SharePoint search, but it also allows me to search for people. So let's say if I wanted to search for Sean right here, it takes me to all the chat that I have with Sean. If I wanted to search for somebody else, I'm just going to search for Gordon. And as you could see, we just say hello to each other. So right here, it takes me to the chat for that particular person. If I move a bit to the left, it shows me how do I create a new chat. We're going to look at that in a bit more detail. And this lets me just go backward and forward. Okay, so in the training today, we're going to look a bit more detail in the calendar, chat, and Teams, and then we're just going to touch on apps. So these are the things that we're going to look at. So the first thing, with today's time, with all of us working remotely, or most of us working remotely, maintaining social distancing, I can set up a meeting in Teams. I can set up a meeting in Teams, and anybody can join the meeting, whether they are home, whether they are in office, anywhere, as long as they have an internet connection. And I also want to tell you one thing here is that even if they don't have Teams, as long as you have Teams, they can still join the meeting. They can still join the meeting. And I'm going to show you how to create a meeting in Teams as well as in Outlook, because a lot of us create our meetings in Outlook. To create a meeting, all you need to do is just click on New Meeting right here, and you add a title. So I'm just going to add a title called Teams Training right here, and I am going to invite Piaggio, and I'm going to invite Nathan to this training. And I want to have it on the 29th of April from I am going to continue editing. I'm going to have it from 2:30 to 3:30. If I wanted to add a channel, I can add a channel to that meeting. If I want to make it repeat, so if I want to make it a recurring meeting, I can make it a recurring meeting. And if I wanted to add a room, so by default it will be a team meeting, but if I wanted to add a room, I can actually add a room to this particular meeting. I can put my content when we're all used to how to type in meetings. If I wanted to look at the schedules of these people, I can look at the schedule and I can see, hey, these guys are busy at this time. I can actually move that right here, and I can set up the meeting right here, and then I can just click on the send button right here. So pretty straightforward. I'm going to discard this meeting right here. Pretty straightforward. You can create the meeting right here in Teams. Now, there's also one more thing that you can do, which is a live event. All of you are joining me here through a live event. A live event is like a town hall where up to 10,000 people can join a meeting, but it's more of a one-way communication meeting. Scheduled meeting is like your regular meeting. So how do I do that in Outlook? I'm just going to open up my Outlook calendar, and I'm just going to go to a date right here. If I wanted to have a meeting, to create a meeting in Outlook, all I need to do is create a new Teams meeting. So I'm just going to create a new Teams meeting right here. And hopefully it opens up. It's taking it. You always have something like that. That's okay. So I'm just going to create a new Teams meeting right here. And here, the new meeting is created. You can create a title, and I'm just going to call it Teams Training. And I would say required is Henny right here. And I will say Ab is required for this meeting. I'm going to make it right here. Now, Once I send a meeting request, just like your normal meeting request in Outlook, all they need to do is click on this link where it says join Teams meeting, where it's a join Teams meeting. If they have Teams, so let's say you are sending it to 10 people or 15 people. If they have Teams and they open it up, it will open up in Teams. If they don't have Teams, it will just open it up, as you could see right here. If they don't have Teams, it will just open it up in a browser. So key thing you got to remember right here is they do not need to have Teams. Not everybody needs to have Teams. Now there's one other thing that you can do here is meeting options. How can people join the meeting? Pretty straightforward. You can click on it and look at the meeting options. One other thing, a lot of people also come and tell me, hey, I just double click on the meeting time and start a meeting. Right here, I can do that. All I need to do is just make it a Teams meeting right here. So once you are in a meeting, and I'm going to show that by calling somebody within my organization, what options you have. So I'm going to call Henny, and I'm just going to call Henny right here in my organization, and I'm just going to call and see what options you have once you are in a Teams meeting. Hopefully he'll pick it up soon. Hi, Henny, how are you?
Hi, Sam. I'm good, thank you.
Now, once you're in a meeting, you can do multiple things. You can turn your video on, or you can turn your video off. Henny, do you want to turn on your video? Henny's okay, perfect. I can see something. He has put a background at the back. You can, and I'm just going to turn my camera on. Henny, you are just showing. Oh, yes. Say hello to everybody.
Hi, guys.
So we're looking at Henny. If I wanted to mute, I can mute it. If I wanted to share my screen, I can share my screen by clicking on it. Once I share my screen, Henny and me can have a video meeting. And this is great in this time. I can look at his body language. He can look at my body language. We can collaborate on document. I can give him control to take over the document. I can take back the control right here. But the other thing that you can also do is these 3 dots. Whenever you see the 3 dots in Teams, it just means that there are more options. So if I wanted to record a meeting, and some of you might have that option, you can record a meeting. If I wanted to blur my background, so if you look at it, I can actually blur my background right here. And if you look at it, my background has blurred. So you can blur your background. I'm just going to unblur it. If I wanted to invite somebody else or transfer this call, I can transfer this call or consult someone. If I wanted to put Henny on hold, I can put Henny on hold. If I wanted to look at my device settings, I can look at my device settings right here, and I can change my device settings. Right next to it is conversations, and I'm going to show some conversations. We are talking face to face, but I'm also going to send a message to Henny, and Henny hopefully will like my message. Henny, you should be able to see this message, and he will, if you would see, as you could see, this eye shows me that he has, and you can reply my message back. And as you could see, he liked my message. He always likes all my messages, so that's great. And here I can see the participants in the call. So it also gives me the option, and Henny has said, hi, Sam. It also gives me the option to invite somebody else. So if I wanted to invite Avneet in this call, I can call Avneet right here and invite up to 250 people. I can invite in this call. So once the call has started, I have got a number of options, specifically chat and video, because in this age and time, video, when you're all working from home, it is great to look at, put a face to the person. Thank you, Henny. I'm just going to hang up. Bye. And we have looked at meetings. Great tool to help you in remote working. Pretty straightforward to set up a meeting, start a video call, share your documents, collaborate on your documents right here. Right next to it is chat. Chat is where you can have conversation with one and many people. But think of it as instant messages on steroids. Why do I say that? Because look at any chat that you have had. If I look at this chat that I have had, I could actually go back all the way since this chat started. So I have a thread of chat. This is 12th of March, but if I wanted to go all the way, I can go all the way back in this particular chat. Great. I can have a chat with one or multiple people. So how do I create a chat? And I'm going to have a simple chat right here. I'm going to create a chat by clicking on it right here. And I am going to invite Chris. I am going to invite Sean. And I'm going to invite Ben to this chat. And I'm just going to say, hello team. How are you doing? And I have set a chat message. As you can see, I am having a chat message with Ben, Chris, and Sean. And sometime I will receive hopefully some message. So again, one place for conversations, chat now. I did receive a message from Sean. So chat is great with one or many people. And as you could see, I received a few messages, hello. And that, as you could see, there's GIFs that you can do it. It is a quick, short-term group conversation that you have. Keep in mind when you have a chat, it is very confidential. So it is a confidential between Ben, Chris, and Sean. Ben, Chris, Sean, and myself. So it's a great. Sean is saying I'm busy answering questions in the live event. Sean's the one who's managing this live event, but that is great. So I can have a conversation, but what else can I do in chat? If I click on this A right here, I can write, hello, guys, can you please review this document? And what I can do is this, please review. I can highlight it in yellow and I can put this document in bold. So some rich text that I can use, and I can attach a document. So I'm going to just attach a document from my computer right here. And I have got a document that I wanted to attach. So keep in mind, you can attach any document right here. So I'm just going to attach this document and I'm going to attach these two documents and I'm just going to click on open. And Chris has already sent me a message. I have attached this document and I am going to send this document. So I said, hello guys, can you please review this document? I have sent them two documents. Now, if you had marked on the top, chat has two tabs. The first is the chat tab and the second is the files tab. The files tab has got every document that you have sent in this conversation. So remember, when you send in an email for people, let's say we are sending an email over 3 to 4 weeks, emails are all over the place. Chat is simple. I could go back to the conversation, all the documents, all the files that I have said, I can look at the files tab if I wanted to open up a document right here. So these are some of the protocols that we have for Teams. I can open up the document right here and I can look at my protocols and we can collaborate on the document right here. If I wanted, and look at that, that's a PDF. If I wanted to look at a Word document, I can look at a Word document and it opens up right within Teams. Because any Office apps, PDFs, videos, you can open up right within Teams. And if you look at it right here, Chris has given me answers straight away. They look very good. But what I did not say here is, hello guys, can you please review this document? I did not tell them by when. So keep one of the things in chat you can do is you can click on these 3 dots. You can click on edit and I can say by Friday. It's Easter Friday, so I'm just going to say by next Wednesday. So here I can actually edit a chat that I've saved, and as soon as I edit it, it says that I have edited it right here. Can you see it says edited? If I want, I can also delete a chat, or I can save this chat. So if I click on the save button, remember we saw the saved right here. When I click on the saved, the chat is saved right here. So the save, probably a more weird place to put it right here, but it is saved right here. So I'm going to just go back to my chat right here, and I can save the document. If I wanted to unsave it, I click on the three dots and I can unsave it. Now, if you look, one other thing that Ben has done is put an @ right here. He has mentioned my names. So whenever I go to activity, you will see an @ mention. That means, let's say you are a part of many chats, but there is something important and somebody particularly wants me to look at it. What they can do is have an @ mention. So I can have @Ben, and I can say, Ben, thank you for mentioning me. So I can @ mention. That means that Ben is going to get this symbol right here, which is the @ sign. That means he has done that, and I'm sure he has given me the last conversation. The other cool things that you can do is you can put in some emojis. So once this training is over, I'm going to drink a bit of wine, so I'm going to put in an emoji. You can put in some giffies. So I want to put in a giffies, go well done, and I can have right here, well done, and you get the idea. If I wanted to put in some stickers, I can put in some stickers. So a great, fun, confidential way to have a conversation with everything in one location. I could go back to as much as I want. I can go scroll in between up and down. Okay. The other thing is that over a period of time, look at that. As you start using Teams, you will have a number of chats. I am getting a number of chats right here. I can name my chat. So I'm just going to name my chat as Teams Live Event Training. And I'm just going to call it 7th April because we are preparing for this event. And now I can, Chris, I have actually named the chat. So I have given it a useful name. If I wanted to start a video conversation or audio conversation, or if I wanted to share my screen, I can click on that. And the best part about chat is save the best for last. Let's say I feel that somebody else needs to be a part of the chat. We have been working on it for 2 to 3 weeks, but now I wanted to add somebody to this chat. I'm going to add Biagio to it, and I have a choice whether to include the chat history or not include a chat history. If this chat has been going on for 20 days, I can say just include the last 10 days, or I can include all the chat history. So great way to add people to it. I don't have to search for emails. I don't have to search for emails that have been going on for the last 4 to 5 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks. All I need to do is add a person to this conversation. It almost puts it as email is a bit more old school. This is the way, a central place for me to have my communications, have my video meetings, collaborate on documents right here. Okay, so this is chat. Right below that is Teams. Now, Teams is like chat, but it allows multi-channel chat inside a central team channel. It has channels, it has sub-channels, it holds files, it holds links, it holds notebooks. It's your collaborative hub. This is where you can do anything and everything, and it is controlled because you can control the membership of your teams. So you can control the membership of your team. As you could see, I have got a team called Teams Training right here. And right here, by default, every team has a general channel. Within the channel, you would have post, which is just like chat. You would have files. If you have got files, here is where you can, and you have wiki. These are the 3 tabs for any channel. If I wanted to add a channel, all I need to do is click on add channel, and I can just say training docs. I'm just going to add that channel, and I have added a channel, and now I can upload files to it. I can collaborate on documents. So let me show you how can I create a team. To create a team, all you need to do is click on join or create a team. Bottom left-hand corner, I click on join and create a team. And let's say this is where you got to give it a thought. What do I want to create a team for? So I am going to create a team from scratch. And you can make it private or public. A private team is that people who are only people who have only invited or members of the team can view the documents within the team. A public team is that anybody can join the team and view the documents. So I'm just going to create a public team, and I'm just going to call it, this is my HR department, and I'm just going to call an HR department team. It is for my HR department. Once I type it in, I can put in a description, and you should put in a description, and I am just going to click on create. So I have created a team called HR department. Once I create the team needs to have member. So I'm going to have member as Ben. I'm going to have member as Ben. I'm going to have member as Andrew. I'm going to have Avneet in this team. So I've created them. I've added a member right here to the team. Keep in mind, when you create a team, you are the owner, but it is always advisable to have more than one owner, 2 or more owners. Good practice to have that in case one owner leaves or one owner might be on vacation. I'm just going to make Ben an owner of this team right here. And he is now the owner, and I've created a team right here. So if I look at the bottom, here is my HR department. By default, it has a general channel. And think about, yeah, I'm going to add a channel for OHS right here. And I'm going to add one more channel. And I'm just going to call it recruitment. Right here, and I'm going to make sure it's visible to everybody in the team. And that means I have created my team with the general channel, the OHS channel, and the recruitment channel. Usually what you can do, the entire HR department for common themes can concentrate or can collaborate in the general channel. OHS team can collaborate in the OHS, and recruitment can collaborate in the recruitment channel. So I'm just going to go to the recruitment channel. Now, as I said, every channel has its own post. So you can say, hello, recruitment team. Now, just say that is in the recruitment channel. It is not in the OHS channel. It is not in the general channel. It has got its own channel right here. I've got a files tab where I can upload a file. I can download a file. And I'm just going to show you a couple of things quickly. I'm just going to create a new folder, and I'm just going to call it series. And I can just click on it right here. And I've created that folder right here. Even if I wanted to create a Word document, I can create it right here. And I'm just going to tell it shortlisted candidate. And I'll just create a document. A document I have created right within Teams, and I can start typing my future employees. I can just type, I can go back. So you can do that right within Teams. If you want to upload documents, you can go right here. You can upload a document. I'm just going to upload right here 2 documents, and I've just uploaded 2 documents within Teams. Pretty straightforward. Now, once you uploaded a document, think of that time you have a Word document, you have an Excel spreadsheet, you want to send it to 5 people to review it. You send it via an email, via an attachment. 5 people, they review the document, they make the changes, and they send it back to you. It's going to take you a couple of hours to bring it all together because you'll have to combine everything from person 1, person 2, person 3, and so on. With Teams, this is much better. Teams has a right-click menu, and what I can do is I can copy the link to this particular document. I'm just going to click on copy this link to this particular document. I can open up a new email. So I'm just going to go up and open up a new email right here, and I am send it to Nathan, and I'm going to send it to Rod to review it, and I'm just going to send the link. And right here, I have sent the link. To make it a bit more readable, I'm just going to right click on it, and I'm going to edit the link, and I'm just going to say project plan, and right here all I'm doing here is sending a link. Now instead of sending an attachment to 5 people, I have sent them a link, and what this means is that when they click on this particular link, it will open up the project plan right here. It will go on this document right here. No 5 different documents, this same document, they can all work on it in real time, and they can collaborate. And when it's done, they just send you a message via chat or email that this document has been reviewed and they have done the changes. You don't have to spend 1, 2, or as many hours because it is all done in that one document. And this is what Teams does. Now in the right-click menu, there's other things. If this document is very important to you, you can make it a tab, as you can see. Because this is my project plan, it is very, very important to me. I have made it a tab. If I wanted to remove it, I can remove the tab right here. So I can have that. I can download the document, I can delete the document, I can pin it to the top, I can move it, I can copy it. So let me show you in this particular document in general, I have got this document called the Microsoft Teams Success Framework. I'm going to open up this document. And I'm going to show you how you can collaborate on this document within Teams. So let me see, let me just go back. I've opened it up in Teams, but I also want to show you how I can just right click on that document. I can open it up, and I can open it up in Word. So I have just opened up this document in Word. If anybody else has that document open, I should be able to see it. And as I can see, Sean has this document open and he is typing, and I should be able to see what he is typing in real time. Can you see? Sean can be typing right here. I can see what is in real time. I could be typing and, right. He needs more context about this document. Up to 250 people, can collaborate on this particular document. And this is great because I was never able to do that. So I could save a document on Teams. I could send a link via chat or an email. People can open up that same document at the same time and collaborate on it. I can now see that Ben has already opened up this document. Sean has opened up this document, and I can see right here, Sean is typing, Ben can be typing, so we can have multiple people working on the same document at the same time. Thank you, guys. I can close this document right here, and I am back within Teams. Now with Teams, if you look at it, I have, and I'm just going to go back to my HR department. I have got my recruitment team. I have got a right-click menu for a file. I have got a right-click menu for a folder. So if I wanted to send a link to the folder and say, here are the 10 documents. So if I go to the CV folder, I've got these 2 documents right here. If I wanted to right-click and if I wanted to copy the link, I can send it to multiple people exactly the same way as I did before. Or what I can do is if I wanted, I can also send a link to the channel right here, copy and paste again. I can get a link to the channel. Same way as before, or I can get a link to the team. So I can get a link to the team right here. Last but not least, excuse me, I can also put in another tab. So this is where apps come in. I can put in another tab. So if I click on the plus button right here, and let's say it is important for this, I want to look at website. I want to look at a website. I can actually put in a website app or a website tab, and it asks me, what is the website? I'm going to just put the Generation E website. I have already got it open, so I'm going to go right here. I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to paste it right here, and right here, I have just saved it. So I can create my own tab right here, and you can see Generation E website right here within Teams. I could see a website right here within Teams. So I can create as many tabs as possible. Let's say if you want to create and add a Microsoft Office app, so Office 365, let's say I want to add Planner. I can add a Planner app and I can create a new tab, and I'm just going to call it Project Plan for Change Management. And I'm just going to click on Save. And as you could see, it's just going to create right here a Planner tab. Planner is great for assigning tasks and then managing those tasks, see where they are, whether they are complete or not. So I can create as many tabs as I want right here by clicking on the plus sign. One place, one central hub to do everything that you want to do. So this is Teams. Now there's a lot more functionality within Teams, but I'm showing you some of the basic things that you can do to collaborate, and this is what as well as help you work remotely. Right below Teams is calls. This is where if you have voice, you can make phone calls. So right here, if you want to dial a number, you can type in a number. If you want to add contacts, you can add contacts. If you want to look at the history of the phone calls that you have made, here is a history. And if you want to look at voicemail, Wayne send me a voicemail so I can actually listen to the voicemail. So you can also make calls within Teams. Last but not least, I did show you files. I have got recent. I have got the files that I have downloaded recently. Here are my files on OneDrive. Again, as I said, it is a central hub for everything that I want to do. But also, I can install an app right here. So if I wanted to install, let's say I use Jira quite a bit. I can actually install Jira Cloud. So just like your Apple Store, just like your Play Store on Google, you have a number of apps, and these apps are increasing day by day, week by week. I can look at all the apps within Teams. So if I go to more apps right here, there are apps for education, there are apps for productivity, there are apps for sales and support. There are a number of apps. All you need to do is click on, can install that app. One final thing before I finish up this training, and I hope your questions are getting answered and you're finding this useful. I could go to help and look at what's new in Teams. So what is coming new in Teams? As Teams is a very dynamic product, think of it, Word, Excel, PowerPoint has been there for the last 30 to 35 years. Teams is only 4 years old, so it is a very dynamic product. It's the fastest growing Microsoft product. It tells you what is new that is in Teams right here. So what is new that is in Teams right here? Okay, so this is all I wanted to show you. I want to show you, and we have an offer for you before I finish up. So let me show you the last thing right here. Teams allows for more flexible collaboration. You might be anywhere. You might be working from home. You might be at the beach. So nothing for right now. It's a different situation. You might want to have a one-on-one conversation. You might want to have a huddle conversation. You might want to have a virtual. It is your central hub for anything and everything. You can store your documents. They are secure. You can share your documents. You can collaborate on your documents within Teams. You just have to make that effort to start using Teams. Last but not least, if you are wanted to try, look at this website, generatione.com.au quick help and brainstorm. It's an online learning platform about Microsoft technology. We are offering a 30-day free trial, as well as if you want to look at UC devices or unified communication devices, just go to express.generatione.com.au. Again, I thank you all for coming to this training. I hope you found this training beneficial and useful. My main aim for this training is to give you, with the current situation, a good start in Microsoft Teams. Thank you very much. Stay safe and maintain social distancing. This is Sam Munshaw signing off. Bye-bye.